it's always fun trying to diagnose a fault on a car, especially when you have to do it because you rely on that car for your main transport. My Saab 900 Turbo at the moment has an ABS issue, and so I can't drive it at all because I have no brakes, and so I'm relying on my Saab 90. You know from a previous video that I recently had some issues with starting because it had been in storage for a while, but I'm having this issue where it will drive for a few hours and then suddenly just cut out as if I haven't got any fuel. So it was a fuel starvation problem. I checked the pump again. You will see in a previous video I changed that, but I checked the pump again. It seemed to be functioning, but I saw that there was no fuel coming down the fuel line, so I thought I had either vapor lock or a blockage. But it turns out it was actually a different issue, because when I pulled the valve cover off, I found that the push rod actuator, where is that? So I found that the push rod actuator, the plastic part at the end was just hanging on barely and was very brittle and cracked, and it looked like it wasn't actually engaging properly with the fuel pump. So I guess what might have happened is that maybe if this got stuck, then yes, fuel would actually not be dragged as good into the fuel line, and that probably would have caused vapor lock, because fuel would be sitting right next to the inlet, which was quite hot, perhaps. But anyway, we're going to look at if we can solve it by repairing this. I could actually buy a new one of these, but I'm wondering if I can just fix the end with another piece of plastic that will sit over the end of the fuel pump there, but we'll look into that now.
So here you can see how the actuator acts against the fuel pump working off the camshaft. And here's the actual actuator I've taken off my car, and you can see how those bits there of the plastic end of the actuator that's gone brittle and cracked. Here's what the actuator should look like. I thought I might have to wait a while for the part, but then I had this pickup switch on my Fender Telecaster, and when I took it off, it actually fit perfectly on the end of the actuator. So I thought if I could just hollow out the end, this can actually serve as a replacement part for that plastic if I can get it to attach properly. So with it in place and hollowed out, I decided to fit it back to the car. I thought that after I put everything back together, I would just quickly strip down the carburetor and clean out the diaphragm and just make sure that all the parts there were in good condition. And so then it was time to really give the car a start up. I did have to recharge the battery, but once that was charged and a few seconds of cranking, the car started very well. So it looks like we may have solved the issue. So if you've enjoyed this short episode, then please don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, welcome back to the Classic Saab Guy.